Pastor Elizabeth here with a little bit of spiritual funmation for us this week. So, our scripture this week is from the book of Mark. It's chapter 1, verses 29 through 39. I won't read the whole story, but the gist of it is that Jesus is really busy. He's going around and people are coming to him to be healed, to have demons cast out of them, which sounds really big and scary. But really, Jesus is just helping lots of people around him. And in the middle of all of this chaos, there's this one little tiny part of the story that's often ignored. But it talks about in the morning, Jesus goes off by himself and prays. So even Jesus needs some time to rest and to connect to God. So that's an important model for us. So I don't know about you, but when I get really stressed out, sometimes I forget to stop and pray and think about God, and I get really grouchy or angry. Things that don't normally bother me a little bit more. And so I have found something, a spiritual practice that I want to share with you because it helps me remember who I am and who God is. It's called a breath prayer. With a breath prayer, it's something really simple. It's just taking time to consciously to think about breathing. You breathe in slowly like this, and then you exhale slowly. So you saw my shoulders rise when I breathed there, but sometimes you can also do a belly breath, which means your belly goes out when you breathe in and goes in when you breathe out. So that's called like belly breathing. That's deep breathing, and that is just really helpful to help relax. Well, when I do my breathing exercises, I do what's called a breath prayer, and that just simply means that when I'm breathing, I pray. You can think of one word to think about repeatedly while you're breathing, or you can think of a phrase. I like to use some different verses from scripture that are short, that I have memorized, that I use. So I'll think of the first part of the phrase while I inhale and think of the next part of the phrase when I exhale. So here's an example. In 2 Corinthians, the scripture says, "Your grace is enough for me." So when I inhale, I think, "Your grace is enough for me" when I exhale. And so that's just an easy thing to do. I repeat it maybe 10 times. And as I'm repeating, it helps me relax because it reminds me who God is. It's just a really special thing. So I hope that is helpful for you. What are some scriptures that you would use for a breath prayer?